Ghosts of the Past. On October 7th, 1836, Emory B. Kearns was born out near the Uwharrie Mountains in central North Carolina. In the 1850s, as a young man, Emory moved to Asheboro, North Carolina, to start his life and career in the center of town. Emory purchased a couple pieces of land on Worth Street, which was a thriving location in the heart of town. He built his home on the southwest corner lot of Worth and Cox Streets. He built his business building on the northeast corner of Worth and Fayetteville Streets. Emory was Asheboro's first furniture maker and Asheboro's first undertaker. Back in the 1800s, all across America, it was very common for the town furniture maker to also be the town undertaker. This was because they were asked to build the coffins. This made sense, of course, because they had the wood, the tools, the know-how, and the long flat wagons which they used to deliver their furniture on, that they also would use to deliver the coffins to the home of the deceased. Long ago, undertaking was not the same as what being a mortician is nowadays. There was no draining of the bodily fluids, or embalming or preserving going on back then, nor all of the cosmetology work done on the deceased person's face or hair. Instead, the undertaker would just deliver the coffin to the home of the deceased for the in-home visitation, and a few days later would return to pick it and the body up to take to the graveyard for the graveside service. Emory was one of the most prominent citizens of the area during the active years of his life. He represented Randolph County in the General Assembly in 1861, served in the state militia for 4 years, holding a lieutenant's commission, volunteered as a soldier in the Confederate Army in the latter part of the Civil War, and also served many years as superintendent of the Sunday School of the Salem Methodist Episcopal Church. He was a member of the Masonic fraternity, and at the time of his death, he was buried with Masonic honors. Local politics was near and dear to his heart, as he was elected the mayor of Asheboro from 1891 to 1895. Emory was business partners with Mr. O.R. Fox. Incidentally, in 1920, Mr. Fox's daughter, Mary Eileen, married Jesse Thomas Pugh. After Emory's death in his home on August 19, 1912, the business was taken over by Mr. Fox. After Mr. Fox passed away in 1929, his son-in-law Jesse took over the business. The furniture side of the business was dropped, and the name of the family business was then changed to Pugh Funeral Home and remained at the northeast corner of Worth and Fayetteville Street for a number of years. But that's another whole story. One of Emory's most enjoyed hobbies was gardening in his yard at the corner of Worth and Cox Streets. His pride and joy were his apple trees. He once grew a 6-pound apple in the late 1800s. It was kept on display in the front office of the local newspaper so that area townfolk could stop by and get a look at that natural beauty. Imagine that as your form of entertainment. Emory's other known pastime was to enjoy smoking his favorite old pipe as he worked outside or strolled in the neighborhood. Emory lived a good many years in his beautiful home on Worth Street, and after he passed away in 1912, within a few years, his wife sold the home to a young married couple, J.D. and Ida Ross. The Ross couple proceeded to tear down Emory's home, and in 1917, they built the beautiful brick mansion that is still there as the location of Brightside Gallery and Carriage House Tea at 170 Worth Street. To this day, there are times when Emory's pipe smoke can still be smelled on the property, outside and in one of the rooms inside of the gallery. The history that surrounds this part of downtown Asheboro, particularly Worth Street, would provide enough tales to last for years to come. Perhaps that is a story for another time.